Hi, everybody. Welcome to Grab Your Keys. I have a fabulous entrepreneur with me today, Renee Rhinehart. She is the CEO of Party Host Helpers, and I can't wait to find out more about how you definitely have the keys to success. So, Renee, welcome to Grab Your Keys.
Thank you.
So, Renee, tell us how you started Party Host Helpers.
Sure. So, I've been an event planner by trade for 16 plus years. My career started, I thought I would be an event planner, a wedding planner, which I still am. But I started Events by Renee, my first company, 16 years ago. And then 11 years ago, I would have clients come back to me saying, "Hey, you planned our daughter's wedding, but now I need a bartender for a cocktail party we're throwing. Or do you have anyone that can help me with a backyard barbecue?" And I thought, you know what? There's got to be another business that I can create where I'm giving people an opportunity to work and have side hustles. Like I have had, you know, very many years of my life before I finally got established. And one that I wasn't working every single weekend. I love the hospitality and event industry, but I knew that I eventually wanted to have a family and I didn't want to be tied down by just making money on a Saturday night. So I thought, all right, I can do this. I can start Party Host Helpers on the main line. It could be a supplement to the first business, no big deal. Within like 20 months, we were in other cities and launching like crazy and growing
Wow,
rapidly.
that's so amazing.
Thanks.
So amazing. What do you love about what you do every day? What's your passion with what you love to do every day?
So for me, the passion is the brand that I've built. I've had a marketing background, and I think for me that's one of the favorite parts of being a business owner is creating the brand. And now that we're 11 years old, seeing all the legs that it has, um, and just being able to expand our footprint by representing Party Host Helpers at conferences. We're at the big WBENC this week in Denver. I have my Denver rep going out there, that big conference. I mean, thousands of women. I'm on TV here and there. I do a lot of podcasts. And I also love giving people an opportunity to work. Like I talked about that a second ago. We hire anyone who's a stay at home mom who wants to make extra money on the weekends, to a college student who's home for Christmas break, to people who pull these jobs together.
Right.
Um, they're working at a caterer part time, then they're working for me for gig opportunities. And for me, I love giving anyone an opportunity to do what they love, especially if they're passionate about the hospitality industry like I am.
Right. Yeah, that's great. What do you feel your three keys to success are?
All right, my three keys.
What are your three keys?
Do they open doors like in Hawaii or
Yeah, they should. They
I know,
should. I guess
right?
if you're good enough with the keys, you might open those doors in Hawaii.
That's right. The sky's the limit. I would definitely say grit.
Yeah, grit.
So grit/determination. I think that the minute you lose that, and you might lose it temporarily, but you know, the minute you lose that is when your dreams start to fade. I think having grit, no matter what phase of your business or career you're in, is important. I mean, I've been doing this, like I said, over 16 years as a business owner, and I find myself sometimes now doing things that I never thought I would do, like at this point. But
Right.
as a business owner, you have to have the grit to do whatever it takes to get things done and to make it happen. So, number
For
one, grit.
sure.
Number two is passion.
Right.
It's hard to wake up and do something every day and put your heart and soul into something if you're not passionate about it. And sure, I go through phases where I lose the passion and I'm like, what am I doing? But it's very rare and it's definitely seasonal for me. Event business is picking back up. It's spring, it's summer soon. The winter is a little bit of a dark place for event planners and party host helpers because business just isn't like it is the rest of the year. But I think continuing to have the passion for the business and the craft. I mean, I love events. I love people. I love making people happy. And my third one is like realizing that you can't do it all.
Right, right.
I just read that book. Oh gosh, I'm gonna flub the name of it. I know I am. What do I have it in my office here? How not, by what not how not who.
How, not when, or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
who. We'll look it up. But it encouraged me and reminded me that I can't do everything, and to be a powerful leader and business owner, that is being the best that you can be, is finding someone who's better at it than you, or
Right.
getting things off your plate.
Filling your strengths with the people who surround you.
Yeah, yep. And not being afraid to let go. I always tell newbie business owners, I'm like, you have to let go to grow, and it's a risk, but kind of knowing that you can't do it all the time will help your mindset with success, I think.
Definitely, for sure. So your three keys to success are grit, which is grit and determination, which you have to have because you got to get dirty. I mean, owning a business is dirty, and you have to have the grit to say, it's okay. I'm not going to put my hands in my head in my hands and cry. I'm going to figure this out and solve this problem. And
Exactly.
passion is what makes you have the grit. I think that passion is your why.
Yep.
And that's why it's so important. And then knowing and realizing that you can't do it all. And that's a big realization, especially for working CEO mom, for sure. Like you have children, Renee. Like, how do you have that? I mean, I don't believe in a work home balance. I just don't. I feel it's like fake. But how do you maintain your family life and your home life at the same time?
I'm still figuring that out, but I've really had to cut certain things that I maybe would have done before having a child out of my life. And I have to be really choosy about how I spend my time, who I spend my time with. And I'm happy that I have the flexibility, to maybe not work on a Friday so we can go to a museum together. But also, I can't have dinner with my girlfriends once a week, maybe like I would before, or I can't go to 4 networking events in a week like I would when I was single or even when I was newly married, because it's just not, I have to prioritize my family life too.
Yeah, and
So
as you get older, you get more you get tired
yeah,
easier,
I'm tired.
especially when you're trying to feed
Yeah.
feed the little ones, and you're going from mom to manager. Even just that change is exhausting sometimes.
It is. And I know that as she gets older, I'm going to be playing chauffeur, and we're going to be involved in activities, and I'm going to be running all over. So my goal is just to continue working on the business, not in the business, so I can just continue to be more strategic with my time and my vision and goals.
Yeah, I definitely think it's important to use your village at all times. That's why how I felt, I just used people strategically at work and at home so that I could be the best mom at all that I could be. And
Yeah.
sometimes everyone who listens to the podcast regularly probably hears me say I had a 5-minute rule. My children know I had a 5-minute rule. If you weren't in something for 5 minutes or longer, I probably wouldn't be there. Like, I don't want to see you flit across a stage and that's the only thing that you did. So,
I like that. That's fun. I got to write that down.
yeah, 5-minute rule. So,
Okay.
what is hot in the party business in today? Like, what is a necessity to like bring it?
Besides our staff, our bartenders, our servers, our general helpers, um, I still do run Events by Renee, by the way, and I
Yeah.
have a great director of events. So I do still have my hand in a lot of the creativity. Um, so I see this stuff. Anything mobile. It's crazy how the mobile stuff is still, it started with food trucks, and now we're seeing mobile bars, not just booze trucks, but now I just met someone who has like a Vespa that has a cooler attached to it that will show up to your party.
Yeah, like a mimosa selection and stuff. I've
Exactly.
seen everything.
Specialized. I saw something recently where, charcuterie boards have been huge the last couple of years, but now there's services that will come and let you choose what you want on your charcuterie board. it's
Or
anything.
you could have like a dessert charcuterie board, like
I
for the
know.
kids
People love
events.
that.
I've seen like crazy things.
Yeah, I hate to say that because I feel like it's such a charcuterie boards are something that we did anyway in the hospitality industry, with a great caterer, but now they're so hot still. I think back to like when I first started the wedding business and cupcakes and mason jars were all the rage. I'm like, if I see one more mason jar on a centerpiece,
I know.
and they're still hot.
They
Um,
are.
so I think anything mobile, people love a good experience, especially post COVID. People are really valuing getting together with family and friends, and they're blowing it out. Post COVID and then this Instagram era, I think the wedding and event industry is just continuing to grow and grow and grow, and people want to spend money on big parties that create a splash.
Yeah. So to create a splash, how much does a big splashy party cost on a budget? What does that cost? I mean, what does it range from like what, 30,000 to hundreds of thousands?
Yes,
Like there's no cheap party planning anymore
I
at all.
know. I know. I mean, maybe 20-ish. It always depends on your guest count, your location, sit down dinner versus, we're still seeing a ton of cocktail parties versus sit down. People want to mix, they want to mingle, but then they want that extra element. They want to walk up to a taco truck or they want to
Yeah.
get a fun drink from like a slushy machine versus just a bar. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fun. That's fun. Who do you admire?
So I always say that I really admire the women that I work with, not necessarily on my team. I love them, of course, but women I'm in EO with, like you, women that I'm in NABO with, women that I remember when I was starting my career out that were so generous with their time and support when I was just starting out. My first job was at Mainline Today magazine. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know that. So I learned a lot and I was surrounded by a lot of great women there. My publisher, Sally Holub, was amazing. When I was 23 years old, she was dragging me to every chamber event possible. I was networking, drinking Chardonnay. I'm like, all right, I'll Chardonnay, I guess. I don't know. I'm 23.
Yeah, it's so you have to mimic the people who have raised you for the most part, and that's women learn from women, and that's why it's so important for us to be kind to the women around us
Yeah.
and raise each other up as much as we can because it's hard to be a successful woman CEO in this in any area of the United States. Like we have a lot on our shoulders 24/7.
And it's crazy, Sue. Like people are still, like when I first joined EO, people go up to Ted and say, "Oh, what's your business?" And he's like, "Oh no, it's my wife. She's the entrepreneur." I was in the Bahamas recently with a girlfriend, and we're sitting there laying out, and we're striking up a conversation with an older couple, not older, but like 50s, older than us.
At my age. Yeah.
And the first thing they asked was, "Oh, what do your husbands do?" And I'm like, "What about what I do?"
Yeah. I know it is amazing. That is, yeah, that, but that's why we have to educate and tell people
Oh, I
like
stepped
what
right
rock
in.
stars,
Yeah.
what a rock star you are. If there was another profession or another industry, what would you be in? What would you do?
It's crazy. I've been in the event slash PR marketing world for so long. I would love to be a journalist or a news anchor or something in the broadcast world. I really enjoy being on TV and I enjoy the times that I get to do podcasts. I still get really excited when I get to go in the studio to do a segment. And I think something like that is interesting. But that world has really changed. Now influencers are in the spotlight more than professional journalists and broadcasters. So
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to do actually too. Well, that was my first choice.
oh,
And
I love it.
you always have to you let the path find you, and you walk down different paths. So I love that. I love that. And you would be great at it. What's in the future for Renee?
Let's see. We're going to Disney World in May.
Oh wow,
Exciting. Now, for us, we've been growing our team for Party Host Helpers. I just hired a new regional director to manage Atlanta, which is a territory that we've had kind of random events in. But now that we have someone solely dedicated to growing that business. I'm really excited to see the opportunities that come from that. We also just hired someone in Nashville, so we've already
That's a
been
good
getting,
area right
yeah,
now.
yeah. I mean, we just booked like there's an Italian luxury car company that's coming over and doing a huge car show in Franklin, Tennessee, in the area, different locations, and it's like a 3-day event with our staff, and so that's really exciting. And just growing and developing in new territories for me is always exciting, and that's what's on my goal list and horizon this spring and going into summer.
Yeah, there's some great women of EO Nashville that you should connect with.
Thank you.
Angela Prophet was on my
Oh, I
podcast.
talked to her. Yeah.
She's right in that Tennessee area. She's
I
in
gotta write that down.
Nashville right now, but yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
your network and connections is so great.
She was going to have me on her podcast too. I need to follow up with her. She's awesome. Did you take her seminars?
She's great. Yes.
Yeah.
So, fabulous, fabulous. I love everything that you said. Grit, passion, and realizing that you can't do it all are fabulous keys to success. And we're going to have, Renee, all your information below. So if you need to plan a party or have an event, Renee is the person that you need to definitely go to. Thanks for giving us all your knowledge today. And I really appreciate us connecting in every way. And that's through EO, which really does do a great job in connecting like-minded individuals who are entrepreneurs. So thanks so much for being with us today. So everyone, remember to share and like, and always grab your keys.